I want to get into a little bit of advice for up and coming directors. Is there anything you would tell a young director that, what skills should they be developing? How should they try and get a foot in the door in the industry? Is there anything today that would be helpful for young people trying to get into this world?
Well, a couple things I'd probably say. First thing I'd say is it's a long game, right? It's a long game. So, you know, back when I was like starting to win some awards and stuff, which wasn't that long ago, people were like, "Oh, Melanie Orr, you just, your name came out of nowhere. Where have you been?" I'm like, "I've been here since like 1990, like eight." Do you know what I mean? It's a long game. So, like, your time will come. Just keep building and stay consistent, and your time will come. People, I find, get very discouraged when it doesn't happen right away. And I would just say you don't want to peak too soon. It's a long game. Like you literally, you can work in this industry up until your 70s, 80s, even for some people, right? That would be it. The second thing would be just make stuff. I mean, it's so easy to make stuff now. It used to not be easy to make stuff, um, but you can make all kinds of things these days. And so, get creative. And then I guess my other advice for upcoming directors would be like just learn to network. It's really important. I mean, this industry is networking, networking, networking. And learn how to do it like authentically. And not everybody is out there to give you something. You do it authentically and you just build relationships because, like for example, even with you and I, you were a teenager an actor on this television show. I was doing continuity, and then here we are. How many years later? That was like what, 2005? No,
Let's
that's
not
old.
say. Let's
A
not do.
long
Let's
time ago.
not say.
But and then like here we are, years later. Like you need to like just build relationships, build your world, and eventually it's a long game. So eventually all these things kind of start braiding, and you know, it kind of like works out.
When I first became interested in writing, I had no clue how to do it, how to get into it. I didn't know what a writer did, how they got the job, how they got into the writing room. I had no clue about anything. And I mean, I had met some writers from my time as an actor. And so I had a bit of a leg up in that sense because I could like reach out to people and be like, hey, can I steal you for a coffee or lunch and like pick your brain about this? And so I did that a lot of times for probably over a year before I even got my first script coordinating job. So it was a lot of networking.
Yeah.
Networking is very, very important. I would say for anyone who wants to do anything creative in this industry or outside of it, I would say networking is probably the most important thing you can do because people don't know you're alive and people don't know that you
Sure.
want to do a thing unless you tell them. So you have to put yourself out there and also what you're saying is so true about connecting authentically because if you're just going to someone and being like give me a job, it turns them off, and it's
Mhm.
also not the best way to build a relationship or connect with someone. You just want to sort of um, feel them out on a human level as opposed to a uh, purely like I want something from you level.
It's so true. And like I'll say it too, like sometimes those things, like the most subtle ways that connection means something that you never even knew or understood, right? And it's like somebody you met with for coffee sometime, I don't know, years later, they're talking about something and maybe a topic you brought up in that conversation comes up and they go, "Oh, I remember. I met with Melanie. She was saying that she was really into whatever. I don't know. I don't know. I can't think of an idea right now, but you get the idea that like
Yeah, hot air balloons.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Hot air balloons. That's so funny.
Yeah, that's completely aligned with how I feel about it too. I think that uh, so much of it is being cool, like not being cool, but like being a good hang. Because when you're
Yeah.
on set with someone or in a writing room with a group of people, it's like if you're not a good hang, then people don't really want to hang out with you. It doesn't matter how good you are. Like if you're kind of a dick, people don't want to be around you for 14 hours, you
Yeah.
know?
You know what? What's some of my favorite moments in prep is in the morning when I come in and I go to the first AD's office and I sit, I'm like, "Hey, how was your night?" And we hang. We just talk about that, what things we have to do for the day or everything, but like you kind of just hang out with people and it is great. That's actually, it's funny that you say that. That's my favorite thing.
I agree. It is part of the fun for sure.